Welcome to Feed Dump in this post-desert bus world. As you can see, we're back on our set. My rightful place and throne has been restored, and we're all feeling pretty good because we've been employing a variety of post-desert bus coping mechanisms. I'm excessive drinking. You do what you must. Joining me this week is sleeping a lot.
Sleep doesn't help when you have anxiety dreams that you're on camera.
And equal parts caffeine and leftover curry.
If one doesn't keep you up all night, the other certainly will.
Congratulations, Sydney. Maybe you have killed this tiresome meme. A new Sydney Harbor ferry will be called Ferry McFerryface after a public vote. Let this be the end of it.
This isn't our Sydney, right? Sydney, BC? I mean, we know better by now, right?
Oh, no. This is Sydney, Australia. In fact, the New South Wales state government announced the name for one of its 6 new ferries on Tuesday, with Transport Minister Andrew Constance deeming it one for the kids.
Ah, that's good. There you go, Internet. Now your children.
Come on, Australia. Not only is it a tired joke, it's a tired joke they already did in another country. You should do better. I scolded Australia.
Strong choice, Serge. I'd be worried. Australians are tough. Have you seen the insects they live with?
What are they going to do? Mail me a spider?
For more information on mailing Serge spiders, please send your spiders to Serge Yeager, definitely not the moon base, 121 Avenue of the Americas, Ottawa, Canada.
Don't just send spiders, my dudes. Maybe a koala? Or even a wallaby. Are they cute?
I don't know. I'm not even sure that's a real animal.
I'm going to Google wallaby. They do exist. They're like small kangaroos. Why wouldn't you just call them kangaroos?
People living in the South Pacific have name confusion down to a science. Did you know they have a bird, a fruit, and people that all like to be called kiwis?
Right, Beej? And they also named their ferry Ferry McFerryface.
Hey guys, I have a suggestion. Can we stop alienating a huge portion of our fan base? No? Okay, continue then.
Where exactly does this ferry go anyway? I thought all of Australia was landlocked.
Is it weird that my first thought was giant sandworms?
Not sandworms, Serge. They'd be called Wormy McWormface.
Wow, we've talked about Australia for a really long time. I wonder what other countries we can alienate in the South. Let's talk about Tasmania.
Moving on! A 76-year-old man has been granted his last dying wish to be buried with 2 Philly cheesesteaks from his favorite restaurant. He died October 10th due to complications from heart disease.
He died as he lived. A king.
It's not irony if it's just coincidence, right?
It's not coincidence, it's just literally too many cheesesteaks from the AP article. Richard Lucy loved the sandwiches even though he had a bad heart and his doctor had warned him to watch what he ate, said his son.
When I die, I hope for my remains to be medium roasted and then pass through a bird grinder.
Jesus Christ, Serge, that's morbid. I thought I had a winner with being fired out of a cannon into a crowd of circus clowns.
Why do you want to die by your worst fear?
I don't. I want to make theirs manifest.
You guys have put a lot more thought into this than I have. I always just assumed I'd have like a pretty straightforward funeral. You know, people will come out, they'll say some nice words, they'll put me in the ground. Thousands of distraught fans and worshippers will prostrate themselves before my departed husk. You know, the standard.
But will they serve cheesesteak at your funeral?
Why?
To bring us back to the story.
Oh, no. You guys do not get to steer this ship. This is my ship. I am the captain. Besides, you guys are unfit commanders. You spent the first, 28 minutes of this recording session just ragging on Australia for no good reason. So I'm in charge here, and I say that a 41-year-old German woman was arrested for rigging games of cards by marking the cards with radioactive material and then feeding them to her accomplice who had a detector hidden on him. So, -1 point for being illegal, but plus 5 points for being very clever about it.
Hold on. He had to eat the cards?
No, he had to be buried with the cards.
We'll miss Cardi McCardface.
Okay, there's still many details to this story, but first of all, Serge, why are you talking about eating the cards?
Because you said she was feeding him the cards.
Serge, how do you win a game of cards by eating them?
Okay, when you put it that way, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But Beej was totally with me on this.
Oh, I don't listen to anything Beej says. Haven't for years.
Well, hang on. What the hell does that...
So how they discovered this whole plot was apparently after they were done with these radioactively marked cards, they would just tear them up and throw them away. But then there was a routine inspection of a garbage truck, and they're like, why is this radioactive? So then they retraced the route, and then eventually it led them to this scheme. By the way, the material was iodine-125, which is not like teeth falling out radioactive. It's merely medically radioactive. So everybody's probably okay if a little bit poorer.
I mean, this is an interesting plan, but you think the patrons would have been a little suspicious of their illegal gambling ring when the dealer came out dressed like Walter White in the meth factory.
No alarm bells went off when the deck of cards was pulled out of a lead box.
And no one at the table was suspicious of the guy who was constantly winning, having this weird clicking coming out of his shirt and clumps of hair falling on the table.
And at the end of the day, the reason they got caught was very Al Capone-like.
What, tax evasion? They didn't pay for their garbage collection?
It was supposed to be a metaphor, Beej. You know, you don't get caught for the crime, you get, metaphor.
No, you do not get to lecture Beej about metaphor because you're the person who got confused and thought they were eating the cards in the first place. That was 5 minutes ago, Serge. We all remember that happened. It's probably even less time for the viewers. Speaking of the viewers, I'm calling this episode to a close. There may be better sources of news, but they don't have Serge and Beej. They don't have Serge and Beej's tenuous grasp on facts and what not to say to Australians. And they don't have this hat, which is actually a hood. And it's literally been circling the bottom of the Feed Dump hat inbox for like a year and a half. Because every time I look at it, I go, it's not a hat. It's a hood. Why is this here? Who sent this? And so I leave it there. And I realize it's never going to go away unless I use it. So here you go. Here's a hood. I don't know why it's here. Beej, did you want this for an old jacket you had?
Yeah.
Great. Problem solved. Feed Dump out. I mean, though, like, go you. Who am I to yuck your yum? But maybe I am someone who advised you to watch your cholesterol.